I had to start off with a smile. No, yes, it's late, but I had to still come on so that I can be consistent. Yes, it's tough to come and go live and do these things every single day, but who said it was going to be easy? And it seemed like I've been, you know, gone for a while. Seems like I haven't been here for a while, but I've been out of town for 2 weeks straight. I've been in Orlando the following week, and I just came back from my hometown, Detroit, this past weekend. I just got back today. So, what up, though, to all my Detroit people? Had a wonderful time out there. And to understand these last 2 weeks have been just straight phenomenal. And I'm going to get into all of that. But I have to get into this because it's magical, marvelous, motivational. I should say money making motivational money. Did you make money today? I did. Hopefully you did as well. And I'm happy that I've gained two business partners from the last 2 days. So I'm happy with that. And I'm just thrilled. I'm tired, but I'm thrilled. And guess what? My detox. Dang, I forgot to get my detox water from my friend Rosalind. I gotta call her. But my detox and my workout begins tomorrow. And if you follow me, you know I work out like a monster. So it's a wrap. I'm about to get it in the gym. The new gym has opened. I am there with bells on early in the morning. Do you hear me? So let me just start off with this. My name is Toria Howard. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I reside in Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, what up, what up, what up? And I am all things real estate, commercial and residential. I also do financial literacy and I'm in funding. So, but I'm talking about Motivational Monday today. So, the topic for today, because I've always have a topic, I try my best. Well, let me scratch that. I strive for always being prepared in a sense where I know what I'm talking about, but it comes off natural because I always come off the hip. So be prepared to conquer everything. Do you feel like a conqueror today? I feel like a conqueror today because these last 3 years, I'm coming upon 3 years of quitting my job as an educator. I was an educator for 15 years. Yes, I'm telling my age. It's okay. I started when I was 22, so add it up. I was an educator for 15 years, but now I'm educating people on financial literacy and spreading this initiative, and I cannot wait to do it. And I'm so excited. But we're talking about conquering. Have you conquered your day? Did you crush your day? Hopefully, you've done that because of the fact that when you felt like you've crushed something, you conquered something, then you know that you have succeeded. So one of my goals was to today was to, talk to as many people as I can about financial literacy because I want people to, understand that they're leaving money on the table. So what does conqueror mean, right? Or conquer. So I had it up here. Conquer out because look, I was an English teacher. So conquer to acquire by force of arms, win in war, to overcome by force, subdue, to gain, win, or obtain by effort, personal appeal. So life is first and foremost a war sometimes, right? In a war, you have good things that happen, then you have bad things that happen. Sometimes all in the same day. Sometimes all in the same moment. You can have something good happen, and then something turns around and something bad happens. Life is a war sometimes, and you're on a battlefield. So sometimes you feel like you've lost, but really you've gained. Because if you're still here to fight another day, you're a conqueror. You're a conqueror. And you have to believe that you're a conqueror, right? So when you overcome something by force, okay? Because that means when you overcome something, you have forced yourself to do it, because sometimes life is hard. And sometimes you have to force yourself through things and grin and bear it when you want to cry, when you want to, you know, go, be under the covers, you want to go and lock yourself up in a room or whatever the case may be. You have to conquer it by force. You have to go through it by force. And yes, you need counseling and people to encourage you and all of that. But if you don't have all of that, sometimes you have to do it yourself. So you have to overcome it by force. So, especially if you know you have goals and tasks to accomplish. Hi, pretty. So you have to make sure that by any means, get what you need, vent, get it out, cry, whatever it is you not need to do, but you know that you cannot dwell on it, because you are a conqueror and you're going to conquer everything. So once you do it by force, sometimes by getting the help that you need, by forcing yourself to do the things that you don't want to do, even when you don't feel like it, you gain, you win, because you obtain it through effort. It's all about your effort. And of course, because I am a spiritual person, I always have to find a scripture that goes along with this. So Romans 12:21 says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And for me to interpret that, there's a lot of evil that we encounter in our lives, sometimes self-inflicted, sometimes by other people, sometimes unbeknownst to us, right? And you have to understand, you have to overcome evil with good. And that's even accomplishing. I didn't feel like it this weekend, but I did anyway. That's what it is. That's right. Even when you don't feel like it, you have to overcome that. And that's the evil. You have that the two. You can't hear me? I hope you can hear me. Let me see. Let me turn it up, maybe. My phone was kind of low. But even when you don't feel like it, you have to conquer and crush your goals. That's the best way to be able to get through, the evil part. The evil part sometimes is yourself, where that little person on your shoulder that tell you, no, you don't have to do it today. You can go lay down, you can go watch TV. And then the good part say, mm-mm. You have goals to accomplish. You want to do something. You want to be somewhere and be someone and do these things. That's it. Sometimes you have to, the conquering is your own being, your own self. Because sometimes fighting against yourself is the war within. I have been, studying this book. I'm reading it for the second time, called The Mountain Is You. And it talks about that. Sometimes we put these mountains in front of ourselves, and it's on us to push through and conquer and climb that mountain by self awareness, self reflection, action, and executing. I talk about this all the time, because it's easy to get wrapped up in what you can't do instead of the things that you can do. And you can't worry about the things you can't do, because of the fact that there's nothing you can do about it. So when there's things when the things that come up, that's the evil that creeps in. When there's things that come up that says, hey, I can't do something, think about the things that you can do. And then those things that you figure that you can't do, guess what? They're going to get accomplished. Just not right then, but it's going to work out for you, for your good. And you have to believe that. But it goes with the whole point of thinking and feeling and moving like a conqueror, you know, like a conqueror. So, like I said, life is a war. And sometimes we fight with ourselves. Sometimes we fight with other people. Sometimes we fight with outside forces. But what are you going to do to combat that? And there's a lot of that is you doing what you want, you know that you need to do in order to move forward. Not focusing on things you can't do, not focusing on the past, but knowing and finishing what you can do. And that's all you can do. And be okay with that. I used to be the type of person that because I couldn't finish everything that was on my list, that I beat myself up for it. And I felt bad about it. And all of that, whatever. And I had to realize that I didn't prioritize correctly. That's why I felt bad about it. I didn't put the important things first. And a lot of the times, those important things was me. I left me out. I left my family out. So I had to make sure that I prioritize. So now I operate on a set schedule. Sometimes I get off schedule because real estate calls and different things happen. So I know that for a fact. But I don't let that evil creep on me to, deter me from still pushing through and pushing forward on that day. Some things might not get accomplished, and I'm okay with that. But as long as I prioritize and got some important things finished, and I wake up the next day, I have another day to complete what I didn't complete the next day. And I have to be okay with that. So knowing that I did accomplish and I conquered something and I'm enough, that was enough. And not trying to stress myself out, spread myself too thin, trying to be everything for everybody, be everywhere for everybody. I had to figure out what works for me. And sometimes I get off kilter and I go to that same behaviors that I did before, but I'm human and I'm learning just like everybody else is learning. But then I get myself back on track and say, hey, this is what I need to focus on. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to accomplish. And I'm glad that I have a tribe of people. I have a community of people that hold me accountable, that's not afraid to tell me what I should be doing and where I should be. And I'm okay with that. Look, I played basketball since I was in the 5th grade. Okay. So mentors, coaches, accountability partners, friends, you cannot say it really, it's going to sting. Yes, I'm going to feel it, but it's not going to knock me off kilter where I can't not perform. What it's going to do for me is make me perform even better. That's just how I operate. People talk, where I feel like they stung me or they talk bad about me, it makes me want to move and do it more. So that's just how I operate. And if people are operating out of love, you should never take it as an offense. If you know for sure that there are some things that you need to improve. And every single day you should look to improve. And there's nothing wrong with that. Every day I look to improve. Somebody tells me something every single day that I need to do. Toria, why you not doing this? Toria, why you not doing that? Why haven't you started this? You said you was going to do that. And my most harshest critic is me. My second hardest critic is my husband. The third harshest critic is my daughter. She holds me accountable. She's 12. She'll be 12 next week. She's my St. Patrick's Day baby. The third harshest critic, I have a few. All my accountability partners and mentors and friends. I don't mind that. I should say 4. But if you don't have people in your life that's helping you lead and grow to your best potential, then you need to reflect on your circle. And that's just point blank. I've talked to a few people this weekend in Detroit who expressed that same sentiment. If you're not hanging around people that are growing or talking about, doing something different, moving different, having, assets and growing, then you're not really having a conversation. If you're talking about stuff that other people are doing, you're gossiping about somebody else's business, or you're talking about a TV show where other people are making money and you're not, then you're wasting time. And I had to learn that. I was one of those people. I love watching TV. I still watch a few shows here and there, and I do support my Detroit people, some of the Dallas people that I've met that have movies on Tubi. But guess what I'm doing at the same time? I'm still working. So I'm like, oh, well, a lot of people can't do that. But I've learned how to be able to work and still, be able to concentrate. I can do that. But a lot of people can't. And my mentor, one of my mentors said she hasn't watched TV in 6 years because she's on a mission to grow. And I used to have a show every day, sometimes 3 or 4 hours out of my day, I was watching TV. Not, and I still would read and I still would do these different types of things, but I wasn't growing and advancing because I was wasting my time worried about the housewives and the basketball wives and the real house and love and hip hop, all those different shows, and they entertained me and they gave me some kikis. But in all actuality, oh God, you haven't watched TV in 15 years? I feel bad. I haven't consistently watched TV in probably about 2 years. But, I'm growing. But you know, I do watch CNBC. Yeah, I do watch the Super Bowl. I love sports. So it's March Madness, so I do watch basketball. Sorry. I do watch basketball because basketball is my first love. But I do watch CNBC faithfully because I am in the stock market. So I'm trying to, basically learn about what's going on with that. But I watch CNBC all day long. It just be on the TV, and I look up and I'll see like, oh, that's how I get my stock tips, and then I go do the research, and I'm like, that's the one that I'm going to buy. That's the one I'm going to trade today. So that. So my education, my TV watching is for educational purposes only at this point. Now I do, like I said, I do watch movies here and now and then. I do, I watch BMF if I can because that's the Detroit thing or whatever. But it's not something that I sit and do every single day. I do that when on those self-care days where it's time for me to say, Toria, today is not, you're going to do nothing, and that nothing is, watch a little TV. But I say all that to say this: I don't do that until I know that I've conquered something. And I'm preparing myself to conquer everything that I put my mind to. And that's the thing. Your mindset has to change. Your mindset has to change. And that you have to understand, in order for you to grow and get to where you want to be, you have to sacrifice some things that you used to do. And some of those things might be something that's hard for you to let go. Just like when I was 278 pounds. I didn't gain a little weight back, but I'm on my mission. I'm going to the gym tomorrow because I've been out for a week. But when I was on my journey of losing that 278, I did it on my own. I didn't have a trainer. I didn't have a nutritionist. I didn't have surgery. I did it on my own. I had to sacrifice a lot of different things. I had to sacrifice, the comfort foods that I liked, the snacks that I liked, going out to eat a lot. I cooked a lot, all those different things. And if you follow me, when I was bigger and into now, I work out like a monster. So working out was never the problem. It was what I was putting in my mouth. So I had to change and sacrifice. And a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice in order to be a conqueror. If you read about all the different people that have conquered and accomplished things, they had sacrifice was the main thing that they had to do. They had to give up something. And a lot of times that something was painful for them to let go. And sometimes you have to realize that um, you have to give up some things. Just like when I learned that I had a poor relationship with money. And because I like things, I like shoes. I'm a Gemini, so I like two of everything. Sorry. I like gym shoes and I like heels. And then because I'm from Detroit, I love a good jacket. Okay. I love to look good. I was one of those people that wouldn't wear a dress if I took a picture in it. All of that silly like type of stuff. Who cares? Most likely, a lot of people didn't even see me in it. So I had to learn how to sacrifice my looking good for other people, even though I felt like I wasn't looking trying to look good for other people. But in all actuality, I was trying to impress people, and I had to sacrifice that in order to buy a home, in order for me to fix my credit, in order for me to do these different things, you know, that I wanted to do to accomplish and conquer what I wanted and what I wanted to have. So a lot of people are not in the mindset to be uncomfortable, to give up and sacrifice certain things. And that's okay. It's whenever your back is against the wall and you're forced to change, that's when your mindset will change. But you shouldn't wait to that point. But a lot of people have to get to that breaking point. It's called your breaking point, right? And you talk about a story, it's the climax, right? What's the changing? It's the climax. Something devastating always happens to the character in order for their life to change. And sometimes things like that have to happen in order for people to realize that their life has to change. And I am willing to I want to help people. I'm here to serve. I want to do all of those different things. But your mindset has to change in order for you to hear what I have to tell you. So until you get to that breaking point, to where your back against the wall, like Stacy would say, one of my business partners, when her back was against the wall and she couldn't push herself off of it, and there was no other choice, that's when things turn around for you. But if you know you need to make a change before that happens, go ahead and do it now. Make the sacrifices so it won't be as painful, because it will be painful. So what is conquer? Confident in optimism to navigate quality, uplifting, elevation rapidly. And that's just what conquer means. You can conquer and crush anything you put your mind to, that you put your mind to, but you have to change your mindset first. And a lot of people are not willing to do that. And until your back is against the wall and you can't get off of it, sometimes it takes that sacrifice. So what are you willing to sacrifice in order for you to get what you want? So know you can conquer anything you put your mind to, but your mind has to change. Change your mindset will help you conquer fear, anxiety, and challenges within. Now, sacrificing never said that it was going to be easy. You're going to have fear, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to have challenges. Because when you feel like you've conquered one thing, guess what? Something else is going to come and just say, not yet. And then when you conquer another thing, not yet. So you got to be able to take those punches in the face and still be able to feel like a conqueror. And then being a conqueror is how you make your ceiling your floor. That's one of my favorite sayings. Whatever that's blocking you, you need to bust through it to make it your floor. If it's you need to become more self-aware, reflect, what are the action steps, and execute it so that you can change. If it's a situation that you're in and it's keeping you stuck, anything that's keeping you stuck and you feel stagnant, you're not moving, is a ceiling. So you have to bust through that. It doesn't matter what it is. If you don't feel like you're growing, you don't feel like you're moving, you feel like you're stagnant, then it's a ceiling, unfortunately. So I want to close with that. It's time to make your ceiling your floors. And a lot of times it comes with conquering the monster within. The mountain is you, you know? So stop letting that mountain be you a lot of times. And a lot of times we don't take accountability for the things that we do to ourselves that puts us in the situations that we're in. But sometimes the mountain is you. Sometimes you're standing in your own way, but you're blaming it on other people. I know if you're a grown adult, if you've had problems at home, in your childhood, in relationships and all these different things, you can't take it out on everybody that had nothing to do with it. And yeah, there are people out there for evil. And I experienced that this weekend. And it was unfortunate that I had to do what I had to do. But for me, I am a person that, if you're passionate about something, I'm going to do any and everything to help you. But when I come back and I ask for something in return after I've bent over backwards for you and you can't return it to me, our relationship is done. And that's just how I feel about it, because I feel like it should be reciprocated. But I had to learn a long time ago, like my mother told me, Tori, everybody is not going to be you. Everybody's not going to act like you. And then you don't have to act like me. But it's all about human decency. If somebody does something for you, they shouldn't have to beg or ask you to do something for them. And if they do come and ask you, especially that person don't never ask you for anything, that's something that you should be able to do. But I leave that to say, conquer. Be prepared to conquer everything. Confident and optimism to navigate quality, uplifting, elevation rapidly. Hi, Robert. I saw your video. You and your wife funny. So that's just what it is. I'm coming off this high for these last 2 weeks. It was great making these connections that I was in Detroit. Great making connections with people in Orlando. It's go time. No gas. I mean, all gas. Look, I'm sleepy. All gas, no breaks. I'm getting up in the morning. I'm going to work out. I'm getting my day started. I don't know what my hair gonna look tomorrow or how it's gonna look tomorrow. But I'm still gonna go and work out and do what I need to do. So, and I'm about to go to bed now because I worked hard today. During the time that I was riding home from Detroit, those 11 hours, I still put in a lot of work and I accomplished something today. I did conquer something today. So I bid you adieu. I'll see you tomorrow for Real Estate Tuesday. And if you are in Clubhouse, I would love you to join me in the Exquisite Conversations Club. If you go through my feed, you'll be able to find the link, but I definitely gonna post it tomorrow. If you need any of my services, I'm a realtor here in Memphis, Tennessee. I also do financial literacy, credit repair, credit boosting, and I do funding. If you need any of my services, I would love to serve you. And if I can't serve you, I'll find somebody that can. So I bid you adieu. You have a blessed night, and I'll see you tomorrow for Real Estate Tuesday. Yes. Bye, YouTube.